What's up guys, Black Saga is here bringing you a gameplay commentary for Black Ops. This is a gameplay on Zoo. Sadly there are no animals, which is a real disappointment to me when I first played this map. A real disappointment. I just wanted to shoot a lion in the face. Is that too much to ask, really? Apparently it is. So, Treyarch, fuck you. Anyway. I was sat on my bed thinking, I fancy like doing a commentary, but on what? I knew I had this random gameplay lying around and I figured, you know what, I've wanted to talk about sort of gaming heritage for a while, like sort of how I got into my gaming. I have my uncle to thank for that, I think. When I was 6, maybe getting on 7, he would let me sit on his computer playing Toka Racing and Doom. Yeah, exactly. I have so many fond memories of playing that. And he had a steering wheel for Toka as well. That was awesome. It was so much fun. He had a Formula 1 game as well. I can't remember the name of that. But yeah. But I remember just playing over and over on Doom and dying a lot, obviously. But yeah. He also had some sort of flying thing with a joystick. Sort of kind of like Forsaken on the N64. If anyone's played that game, it's kind of like that. So I started off on that, and then my mother and father kindly bought me a Sega Mega Drive, or I think Sega Genesis is also the other name it goes by. I think I might be wrong with that, but I had that for a few years, and then basically one Christmas they go, what do you want for Christmas? I go, well, I just want a new controller for my Sega, just one with fancy buttons and things on it. They go, okay, fair enough. Anyway, come along Christmas Day and they bring down a present, and there's 2 N64 games. I can't remember for the life of me what they were. Actually, no, I do. One was Extreme G, the very first one, which was awesome. That's such a good game. And the other one was FIFA 64, I think, which is the world's best football game ever created, because by holding the Z trigger button on the back of the N64 button, on the back of the controller, you can make the ball swerve. And I'm not talking swerve by a couple of feet, I'm talking 90 degrees across the field if you wanted. You could shoot at your own goal from a corner, and you could swerve it into the opponent's goal. That's all I'm saying. So that was awesome. So yes, they brought these games down. I was like, oh no, you've got the wrong games. These are for N64. And this is just after the N64 had been released. It was like, oh my god, 3D. And it's like, oh no, we'll go get your other present. And lo and behold, it was an N64. And now they're kicking themselves because gaming, you know, do quite a lot of it and they don't like it and they think I'm wasting my time. But what do they know? They're only my parents. So long came the N64 and a long few years of gaming. You've got GoldenEye, you've got Banjo-Kazooie, you've got Legend of Zelda, you've got Mario, you've got Pokemon, you've got Jet Force Gemini, you've got Perfect Dark, Donkey Kong 64. These are all so amazing games. Top Gear Rally, V-Rally, the list goes on and on and on and on. So that lasted me a very long time. Eventually I did go onto the Sony side as well, and I picked up a PlayStation, and the very first games I had for that were Final Fantasy VIII and Crash Team Racing. Crash Team Racing, I still admit now, that's another one for the N64, Diddy Kong Racing, that's amazing. So Crash Team Racing is still a great game. I think I've got it emulated on my laptop somewhere. But the only reason that I like Final Fantasy VIII better than the others is because it was the first one, and I can't rank them in any other way. They're all fantastic games. They're my favourite series. So that sent me on the way of Sony. So I think after the PlayStation came the PS2 for me. Obviously I was really interested in what the PS2 could do. I think the first game I had for it was The Bouncer, which is another, well, it was Squaresoft at the time, it's now Square Enix. That was a really good game, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And then, shortly after the PS2's release was it a year later or so, maybe, I don't know, was the GameCube. Now, for that generation, obviously you've got the PlayStation 2 even, you've got the GameCube and the Xbox, I still maintain that the GameCube was the best of that generation. There were just so many awesome games. I had so much fun on it. Just the likes of Time Splitters, which I know was multi-platform, but you got your Time Splitters, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine. So some good RPGs as well, and Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Just the list goes on, and I think I just had so much more fun. Smash Bros Melee. I just had so much more fun on the GameCube than I did on the PS2. Now, don't get me wrong, the PS2 had some awesome games, namely Final Fantasy X, etc., etc. That's another one, Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube. Obviously, that came out first on the GameCube than it did on the PS2. And so, you go through that generation. I never had an original Xbox. I did play Halo and Halo 2 a decent amount, and my friend had a like a software update, hardware update Xbox thing. So we had loads of N64 emulation things on there. We were playing Perfect Dark and Smash Bros and stuff during our school break times, which was quite fun. But I never actually had one. So it wasn't until I thought, right, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to get myself an Xbox 360. I didn't, and Commando. Anyway, so I did end up getting myself a 360. Halo 3 was the first game because everyone was playing that at the time. All my friends were. And that's how I met Andy, actually, or One True Griff, who's been posting the Duke Nukem gameplays on here. That's how I met him and his friends. It's basically a long progression of games. Obviously, you've got some handheld chucked in the middle and some PC gaming in the middle, but the main console sort of gaming that's where it all came from. Basic progression from PC to Sega to Nintendo to Sony to Nintendo to Xbox, and I've got a Wii as well. My girlfriend kindly bought me a Wii. She's lovely, she is. So yeah, that's that gameplay. Talking very quickly on a 2-bar connection, 30 and 3, about gaming. Bye bye.